Hey YouTube, Alan here. Well, somewhat of a switcheroo. Today I was going to do a video about comparing my different lenses that I have for the iPhone. I have a Moment case with three different Moment lenses, and then compare those to each other, and then compare them to the big camera, the Sony, which is what I'm using now to record this. But unfortunately, there's a little bit of a snafu with the anamorphic lens, which I'm going to talk about at the end of this video. But what is going on today? So, since I couldn't do the comparison, I decided to give you guys an update or give you guys an idea of where I'm going in 2019. What is my plan for this channel for 2019? Let's jump right in. First, let's go over my general plans for 2019. So, the first thing that you already saw in last week's video was that I have actually reconfigured this spare bedroom into a recording studio. This is season 1 episode 2 on the Around the Campfire. So what is happening on this channel for the next year or during this year? So the first one is Joshua Tree National Park in California. And usually when I do a photo expedition like that, I would take the Jeep and drive out there and then, do the journey to get there, make that part of the experience or part of the fun. This time I can't do that because I have other commitments. So I just have essentially the 5 days that the workshop is in Joshua Tree National Park. That is going to happen in March. Then later in the spring, May, I'm going to go to Eastern Utah. That one is going to be a longer trip where I'm going to be essentially heading towards Moab, Canyonlands, down to Monument Valley, and then possibly up through central Utah, Bryce and Capitol Reef, etc. And I am going to have the Jeep, so there's going to be overlanding plus photography footage that I'm going to share with all of you. And then in October, I am heading to Mono Lake at the Eastern Sierras in California, and that also is again going to be a Jeep trip. So it's going to take me probably 2 or 3 days to get there, and then the shooting itself, and then 2 or 3 days coming back. So it's not going to be quite as long as Eastern Utah because the travel takes some of the time away that I could otherwise use to shoot or to take you along on my behind the scenes shoot. Okay, so now for the last thing that I was going to talk about, and that is the anamorphic lens from Moment. Now, the footage that you get, I mean, it's breathtaking. It's absolutely amazing, especially considering that is coming from an iPhone. Now, I'm using the iPhone XS Max with a Moment case, and then I have the wide angle. I have the Superfish, which is like a fisheye, 170-degree viewing angle, so pretty wide. And then I have the anamorphic lens, and pretty happy with the lenses, especially the wide and the Superfish. The anamorphic, while it looks absolutely gorgeous, there is something really weird going on with it. It's not as pronounced when I look at it or when I use the Moment Pro Cam app. But even there, you can see on the very left-hand side, there is like almost like a shadow or some sort of artifact that is present. And I don't know if it's the lens or what the problem is exactly. So I've reached out to Moment and they haven't gotten back to me yet. So it's been about 2 days now. I'm gonna wait until probably Thursday, and if I haven't heard, then I may ping them again. But basically, what it is, and I'm going to run this video now that I did as an example for the anamorphic lens a couple of days ago, and it's fully done. And I didn't really see it in the beginning, although there was like something. But the more I look at the video, and I did some additional tests, like just with a white background, and there it's very visible. But even in this footage that I actually created to show the anamorphic lens, you can see when I pan from left to right how it has this weird shadow / artifact on the left hand side as it moves. So let me start the video. As you can see with the video running now, it is basically the video is fine, but now watch when I pan. See there on the left hand side? Yep, there on the left hand side there's this weird shadow that appears when I move it. Now when I stop the movement, it stops, it goes away, but that is gone. Now watch, when I move again, there it comes again. See how there is a shadow on the left hand side? So with that, have fun and stay safe.